Yeah, well, I've heard really good things, and this is my first time to Ottawa, and there's always something special about, I've played Canada so many times now, and like sometimes six times in each city, but when you play for the first time in a new city, there's just something magic about it, because I think like the fans, there's fans that have been waiting a very long time, so they go really hard. It's great. This is if you saw my Twitter just before, like Canada, I mean this, Canada is one of the best countries in the world. The people here are so friendly, they're welcoming, and I can relate to the culture here because it's a lot like Australia, where I'm from. People are very just hospitable. They're a lot more down to earth than some places. The Canadian people are just very, yeah, it's great. Like I feel like I'm at home when I come here, and the shows, just the energy at the shows is fantastic. The crowd go wild. I can't complain. That's why I'm back here like so many times each year. So if I was to describe my sound or my style, it would be very hard for me to use like a name like progressive house or trance. Because if you look at my collection of music, it's very diverse. But one thing that does carry through all my tracks is I have a lot of melody. There's always chord changes and interesting melodies, and what I want to get from a song is I want the audience to feel something. I want my music to invoke like emotion. You know when you hear a track and the hairs on your arms stand up. To me, that's what I'm trying to get at with my music, and sometimes I do that with a lot of vocals as well. If you have a really haunting melody and then a really clever vocal over the top, that just the vocal tells a story and the music makes you feel it. That's what I'm going for in my songs, and whether I do that with a big room house track or a tech track or whatever, like I don't really care what the style is, as long as the end result is that they feel something, that it's like music has to be like a drug. You hear a song and you get shivers down your spine. So yeah, that's the tyDi sound. People who have known me for a long time know that I never play with shoes on. I always take my shoes off, and that's just a weird little habit that I have, because back when I did this big show for the first time in Holland, it was 20,000 people, and I was extremely nervous about performing to that many people. And my manager at the time said, just like relax, man, take your shoes off. And I don't know why he suggested that, but I just, all right, let's try that. And even though I was standing in front of 20,000 people, it kind of made me feel like I was in my living room. And the set just went so well, and I just realized how comfortable it was. So from now on, I don't wear shoes. I'm really excited tonight to play the club mix of Nothing Really Matters, because the mix that most people have heard is the radio edit, which is all vocals the whole way through, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus kind of thing. And it's not really in a club structure. And just recently, I restructured it to make it into this monster. So all the vocals are now in the breakdown, and it just drops into this, I don't know how to describe it, but the drop is just your face is gonna fall off when you hear this thing. So I'm really excited to play it tonight, so the club mix of that. On the plane ride here, I was listening to a very rough draft of my new album, just kind of going through it and deciding what tracks I think will make the album and what won't. I often, with my last album, that's 2 years old now, Shooting Stars, I had 30 tracks and 18 made the album, and that's just because I'm very particular about how I want the finished thing to be. So this new one's going to be quite similar, so I'm listening to a lot of these rough ideas that I have and piecing it together. And I was sitting down with my manager one day in Hollywood, and we were talking about just projects that would be really cool for me to do. And he's like, who's someone you'd want to work with? And at first, all the obvious dance music names came up, and then I remembered back to when I was this young, and I thought, wait a minute, Chris Carrabba from Dashboard Confessional. A week later, I was writing a track with that guy, and on my new album, I have a song called Hotel Rooms with him. So, wanted to tell you that. Song's not a dance track, actually. It's it's electronica, but it's more like a progressive, chill out kind of song. But when you hear it, you're gonna lose your mind. I can't wait.